Literally, when I got married, mom sent me like 6 baby emojis. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lydia and I just got married. Thank you guys for all the congratulations and all the kind comments that you left me. I appreciate you guys. I'm really happy with how everything went down, which is so important because isn't that what this kind of thing is supposed to be about? Something I am super grateful to have and keep forever from our wedding day is the snapshot film that I took. So if you did not get a chance to see that, I will link that for you below. It's really cute. But in today's video, I'm going to talk all about why I chose to have the untraditional wedding day that I did. Number one, I'm going to attribute to my personality. So I come from a theater family, and to give you a glimpse, my role was tech crew. So I feel very comfortable wearing all black, in the wings, pulling curtains, behind that camera, out of that main spotlight. I feel great being a member of the supporting cast, like, yeah. But being like the person is a lot for me. To think about all these people staring at me as I walk down an aisle, no. I'm so happy I went with my decision to not have anybody there because there was no one to worry about except ourselves. And if I have worked enough weddings as a caterer in my day, everyone is tense. The bride's tense, the wedding party's tense, the planners are tense, my boss is tense, I'm tense, the florist is tense. Everyone is like on edge. It seems like everything is so and that goes hand in hand with number two, high levels of stress. I had been engaged for 4 years, and throughout that time, I had attempted to plan my wedding, I would say 2 to 4 times. And every time I quit because I was just so overwhelmed with all the different things that went into it. In the end, most of the weddings end up being about other people, and you spend so much time being like, oh well, what would they like and what would they want, and they wouldn't like that type of place and they don't want that food. You're just worrying about everyone else, which makes no sense to me. Number three is going to be specifically my relationship with Nate. We have been here in Texas living for 5 years on our own. During these past 5 years, it's just been me and Nate and me, and no one else is really here. Like sometimes we have some people come out to visit, but we've been able to get jobs and start to build careers and make friends and get to know the city, and we have our favorite spots. We always are finding new things to do, but it's always just been us. And obviously you can't speak about choosing to elope without factoring in number 4, money. Weddings are a ton of money, and I would be remiss if I said that it didn't factor into my decision. I am a teacher, so I am on a very modest budget when it comes to throwing something like this. Money was always a very acceptable excuse to put out when people would inquire as to why I haven't planned my wedding yet, why I haven't done anything. So I would just say, oh yes, you know, it's super expensive, because it is. I would constantly get asked, well, why don't you have at least a reception? I'm just like, wait a second, like that's the most expensive part. Sometimes you get a very generous family member who wants to help you and contribute to your wedding, but that contribution also comes with a say. Sometimes they like to say, oh, well, you know, I want this to happen, I want this to happen, I want you to have this. And then the budget kind of goes to what they want, unless you're strong enough to be like, I don't want that. But I mean, that's probably a lot of pressure for you because you accepted all that money, right? So it's just like, oh, the more money that someone contributes to your wedding, the more say and pull they have in the overall event, which also means that the less pull and say you have. And that's when things get, number 5, out of control. I can't tell you how many times I've heard bridal regrets. Times when a bride's like, oh, I wish that I would have done this differently, oh, I wish I could have done this, I wish I said that. And sometimes it's like, oh, I wish I could just have another wedding and do it the way that I want it. It's pretty common for like things to kind of get out of control because there are so many people involved, there's so much money involved, there's so much at stake, it seems, for everybody else at your wedding. And by being able to kind of like exclude everyone else, I was able to take full control of that day, and I was able to plan everything the way that I wanted it. The entire day was amazing. but there's one part that will stick out forever for me. We were in the park and I was just like sitting there thinking to myself like, oh my God, we made it. Like it was a triumphant feeling to just kind of look out at this beautiful view of the city and realize that this is the place that we've built our home, and this is a place where we're gonna raise our kids. And I hope that if you are planning your wedding, or if it's already happened, that you were or are able to experience kind of that one-on-one quality time on that day, because it's heavy. That is going to be it for me. I hope you're able to learn a little bit about my experience and find out what things may or may not work for you. And if you have already had your wedding day, congratulations. I hope it was just as magical as mine was. I am going to be writing a little bit more in depth about my experience eloping and how kind of that went over with my family on my blog. So I'll leave you the link below. And then in my next video, I'm going to speak about how much it actually cost me to elope in a city. So stay tuned. It's gonna be great. Give me a like if you found this video helpful in any way. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the boxes below. Don't forget to subscribe and come back every week for new content. I'll see you guys later. Bye!